Hello everyone, welcome to another video on Tutorials Point with Ms.Richa. Today under the Teaching Skills for Educators module, we will talk about classroom management skills for teachers. Well, this is again one of my very good or favorite topics you can say, because as a teacher it's important to know how to manage your class, your students in the most effective and efficient manner. Let us see what is there for us on the agenda in this particular module. Well, we will talk about classroom management, 7 tips for better classroom management. We will talk about authority and how a teacher needs to be authoritative. Knowledge building, time management, and having patience as a teacher is very essential to your role. So what exactly, my dear friends, is classroom management? It is the way a teacher is able to manage her class in order to have the day-to-day activities rolled out in the right manner. If I have to give you a definition, here it is. Classroom management refers to the wide variety of skills and techniques that teachers use to keep the students organized, orderly, focused, attentive on the task, and academically productive during the day. A lot of times what happens is when there are too many students in the class, a lot of times it can be that the class really turns chaotic and disruptive. If a teacher is able to manage the class well and everyone gives a lot of focus and attention and also become productive throughout the day, that is when a teacher has really had good management skills with the class. Well, now we're going to talk about 7 tips for better classroom management, and this is for all those teachers out there who need these small tips to improve their management skills. Well, love your students. I think it is the most important thing for a teacher to have a wonderful relationship with your students and go ahead and really love and care for your students. Assume the best in your students. Do not try to put them down. Just think that they are the best. Praise what and when you can. A student loves to be praised and motivated and appreciated for everything. So go ahead and do it as much as you can. Identify yourself. As a teacher, you need to have your identity in place. Forge a class identity. Make sure that you're trying to do a little more than what your identity is by forging it. Have a plan. As a teacher, if you work without a plan or a to-do list, as a teacher, you might fail. Hence, it becomes important to have a plan or an action thing ready. Do sweat the small stuff. While there is a saying which says, don't sweat the small stuff, I would like to add over here, as a teacher, you need to be very, very critically important is the fact that you need to sweat the small things in the class as well. Well, authority and teacher go hand in hand. There has to be a little bit of authority as a teacher. However, too much of authority can make you have a little lesser impact on your students. So it has to be a well-maintained balance by having rules, by having punishments in case somebody who is not following the rules need to be punished. However, avoid very harsh punishments for your students. Watch your body language. As a teacher, as I mentioned before, you need to walk the talk, and your students are all the time observing you and your action speaks louder than words. Hence, watch your body language. Be consistent. As a teacher, it's very important to have consistency in your day. One day you cannot behave in the other way and the second day you're behaving in absolutely different manner for the same situation. Hence, have consistency. Be firm but be fair. And try to move around as much as you can. As a teacher, I would avoid telling you that do not sit at one place for too long. The more you move about, the more you have an entire view of the class. Well, as a teacher, you definitely have to be knowledgeable about what you're teaching to your students. Let's take a look at that. Facts should be meaningful. Knowledge acquisition can be incidental. At times, you might not always learn the kind of language or knowledge in a very precise manner. You might learn it from outside other sources as well. Not all knowledge needs to be detailed. At times it can be just bullet points. Knowledge learning should definitely start early. As we tell to our small children at home, the more they learn, the more knowledge they have at the very beginning of their the lifestyle is always better. So try to have or rather gain knowledge in an early manner. Now, knowledge building is a part and parcel of every teacher and educator. The more you are able to build the language or knowledge, the better it is for you. So have a lot of forums wherein you can approach to build your knowledge, be it Google, the internet, social media, technology, whatever be it. Make sure that you are constantly working on building your knowledge. No teacher should ever say that I am somebody who has enough knowledge. There is so much to learn in the world. The more knowledgeable you are as a teacher, your students will definitely look up to you. Well, individualization is again an important factor for class management. Hence, it becomes important for a teacher to make sure that every kind of teaching that she is doing, she is trying to understand what is the learning pattern of that particular student. Is he an auditory, a visual, a kinesthetic learner? And hence, she or he should support services suited to bring about a wholesome development of the person, that is, the mind, the body, as well as the spirit. There has to be a holistic development of each and every student in your class, and that can only happen if a teacher is able to individualize and customize the program as well as the curriculum according to the students in the class. Well, as a teacher, time management is very, very important and imperative because there is so much a teacher has to do. She has to plan her day, she has to plan the assessments, the kind of, things that have to be given out to the students, etc. So it also involves time management in some way, like paring down the paperwork, planning, establishing a particular routine that eliminates the wasted time and confusion, using the learning centers, independent assignments, allotting seat work, and making sure that you have time to do all of this in a stipulated period of time that you are teaching. And hence, it's very important as a teacher to make sure that you're working in a planned manner and having your to-do list ready. As a teacher, it becomes very important to have patience. If you lack patience, you can never be a teacher, because a teacher or an educator needs to have a bundle of energy with her or him so that the students can really look up to them. Hence, make sure that you have a wait time ready. Staying in the moment, do not think of the past or do not think of the future. Think of only the present moment. Modeling, that is making sure that you're walking the talk. Practicing as well as tracking your day-to-day movements is important as a teacher. Not just hearing, but truly listening to your students. Being alongside and not in front of. So as a teacher, do not be behind your students, but walk along with them as a friend, as a colleague, and as a partner. That way, the students will really respect you and trust in you to open up about themselves. Friends, I do hope you have enjoyed listening to this particular module on classroom management skills for teachers. More modules coming your way. Keep watching us. Thank you.
Tutorialspoint.com. Simply easy learning.